I know it was Keziah's first day as a hero, but did you feel like welcomed?
From Keziah's perspective, I think she probably found it strange. I mean, it was probably a lot of attention for just wandering in and cleaning some teeth.
We have a dentist! Yay!
Yeah.
The crowd was eating up everything y'all were saying.
Plus, she wasn't entirely nice to them, but she's never any good at that, so it probably wouldn't factor much into what she was thinking.
Yeah. So this next bit is right before we meet Crunch. Or maybe right after. It is a little confusing because we added you in sort of like while the others were sleeping, basically. And you look out and you see a blasted door off the brig kind of area, and a couple security officers writhing on the ground in front of it, and there's people rushing to give aid, and you see a flickering light. It's right across the way, a flickering light inside the brig, and no activity in there. And somebody shouts, "The prisoners! They've escaped!"
Those assholes.
Fuck.
So they escaped, and that meant we had to bring in the ringer. Right? We had to have Ebenezer Crunch.
He's your heavy. You gotta call him the muscle.
That's right. Let's see here. It cuts over to the Terusian agents like hustling their way through the jungle, and they've just got a few possessions, whatever they could yank off the security guards. And the rain is really heavy, and the boss looks at the other two and she says, "Let's go find the night fires. I think we'll get along just fine." And the other two are like, "Hell yeah." And they head out through the darky jungle. The darkening jungle. The darkest. It's the dark. It's not. There's not a lot of light out.
There's arguably none because of dark.
That's the kind of clip where I don't know if it's self-indulgent because I make the joke, or if it's just horribly embarrassing.
It was good. I'm glad you got it in there.
Okay.
It's the poorly lit jungle bit. You gotta have it.
Yes. If you ever get to captain your own ship, you'll be Captain Crunch.
Well, we're just gonna have to prevent that from happening, or the whole podcast to be sued.
We'll cap your advancement at commander.
Yeah. First Officer Crutch.
I remember that.
I was there. I remember that too.
I don't think Kristy was there for that one.
No, that was, I believe, the first session. It was just one-on-one. Yeah.
Oh, so these next four are just Crunch related.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that clip was... Yeah, definitely the first session I played was just one-on-one. That's what I meant. Sorry. As an on-the-job perk, I would just like to confiscate one of these pastries.
Yoink. Sleight of hand check.
Yeah.
No. It's easy. You snag that pastry. What would you like to do?
Let me see here. Pocket in my pocket? Like...
Sure.
I'd like to think that...
It's not too covered with sugar. It's,
Well, this is probably something I do a lot, right? Like, Anytime I walk by an unattended plate. So maybe I have some kind of, not tissue paper, like the tissue paper.
You have
like
a
that kind of
snack bag.
Yeah.
Stick fresh snacks in.
I'm like, yoink.
Talk about foreshadowing.
Little did I know.
That is a bit with legs.
See, I think Crunch should have, from Hitchhiker's Guide, there's the thing that Grandma gave you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the little coin purse that you can just like keep shoving stuff into. I think Crunch should have something like that, but it's only for donuts.
Yes.
It's like a magic donut pocket.
It's just a bag of donuts.
Yes.
Oh my god, donuts that stay fresh? How amazing would that be?
Yes.
Holy shit, you could have a donut at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Like a portable donut shop. I love this idea.
Yeah, we're going to have to do something with that.
I've got a new character arc for Crunch in mind now.
He's just going to be bothering Gale. Gale, can you make me one like yours, but just for pastry?
Just for pastry.
There's like weird sort of dog creatures that are domesticated here. They're local wildlife, but they've got extra bits and bobs that dogs aren't supposed to have. But a couple of them are wandering around. There's a goat that somebody brought from off-world.
So this is when we found out that Ebenezer had been having a long-running feud with that goat.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't finished. I feel like we haven't finished that beat. We got to come back to that in season 6.
Yeah. I mean, I think ideally, you never get to call it. But as far as character deaths go, just a fitting in for Crunch as I head back to that planet and I challenge that goat to a duel, and it trounces me. It just
turns around, kicks your head, and you die instantly. Or it rears back and comes at you to do a headbutt, and you have a heart attack and drop. And then it just stands there. It's like, what do I do with this? So it just gores you for a while.
No. Or you could make it like mega sad, and like the goat was actually just trying to play with Crunch the whole time.
Oh no.
So the goat kills Crunch, and then it gets like, it like starts trying to like
nudge him. Oh no.
He won't get up.
Cut to the graveside service. Nobody comes to the funeral except the goat.
Oh, it's got like all black and it's holding an umbrella in the rain.
And lays down by his grave.
Now, if we wanted to keep it more sci-fi, we could have the goat be stolen by a time traveler and taken forward in time to when they can uplift goats into mecha-wearing, like, gunship creatures, and then it gets sent back to kill Crunch.
Oh.
Give you a fighting chance,
I think all of these would be a fine idea for the show.
It feels a little cheap to be like, your character has a heart attack. He is now dead.
Or maybe after the credits roll, like the ground, like the earth starts to tremble a little bit, and then like a hand thrusts up out of the ground, and Crunch has faked his death to trick the goat. He was just faking a heart attack the whole time. And now the goat's like off his back. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
It's all the preservatives and all the donuts that he's been eating all these years.
You cut to the coffin and just him with like a big lighter, just shoving donuts in his face. Going, oh, that stupid goat. He doesn't suspect a thing.
See, this is where the donut pocket comes in. So he's preparing for his time under the ground.
Yeah.
So he can feed himself. Get his strength back up.
Getting his strength back up with donuts.
Oh, of course. These are special donuts. These are hiding in your coffin donuts.
Coffin donuts are like, they're like everything bagels. They're highly nutritious.
Oh, shit.
Well, he's got some bear claws in there, it's got nuts and protein.
I'm picturing Gail standing over like a steaming beaker with goggles, and she's like testing different formulas to make the most nutritious donut.
And Keziah is just like trying to talk Crunch out of this. Like,
you cannot live on donuts.
I'll prove them all wrong.
Oh my God.
I missed all this. I was working or on vacation or something.
Oh, were you not there for that episode?
No, that's the first I'd heard that. That was amazing.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
Okay.
listeners. I don't listen to our own podcast.
Hey, it's not for everyone.
I fall asleep listening to podcasts. I do the same thing with reading books.
Oh,
like
yep.
They make me so sleepy.
Well, so there was this point here. I kind of cut the big gap of silence because we're just doing a clip show, but that's me giving y'all a chance to goof. Because, like, if I just jump in, I might say something dumb and, like, then it's over. So sometimes I'll just, like, sit there in silence and, like, wait for it to build. And, of course, it goes to some exciting places. Little podcasting trick for you out there, friends. If you have an actual play podcast, let your people hang themselves. Okay, this is where we get Ebenezer's critical mission. Beverly says, Lieutenant LaSalle will give you your orders. And you, Ebenezer, and she leans in close, keep an eye on these three. If they pull anything, you contact me directly. And she gives you a little wristband communicator you can put under your robe. I gave you a robe. I don't know why. I think you're in a jumpsuit.
You can have both.
Yeah. I mean, it was the fashion a few years ago to wear a robe over your jumpsuit.
But not like a cool diplomat robe. It's just a bathrobe.
All right.
It's another Hitchhiker's Guide reference.
It's also like one of those pink fuzzy bathrobes with like like the feather trim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I also need the pink bunny slippers to complete the ensemble. Yeah.
And finally, the plot thickens. And this is a big deal, like somebody questioning the loyalty of somebody as prominent and respected as LaSalle.
Yeah. I'd probably like fight my urge to kind of glance over at him, and I'll just be like, yes, of course, you have my word, Lady Bonifacio.
Excellent.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
Okay. This is, my first like actual play podcast and all these things. And I was not convinced, but deeply concerned about how Crutch came across that episode. And I was thinking, everyone's gonna hate this guy. What have I done? Like, I've locked myself into playing like an aggressive bureaucrat who just like browbeats people over minor details. Yeah, that's going over well. Everyone's gonna love this guy.
I think what happened, I don't know if you intentionally transitioned, but what I think happened was you were just so sick of being at the place you didn't belong.
Yeah.
You just wanted to get back to your life, and along came these people like with a mission and a new lease on life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. As soon as he got off planet, it was just like a fun vacation.
But it does make you wonder if he was like that before. Right? Like when he was 30 or 40, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's always been like low key and sufferable. But he grows on you after a while.
This one is for Kristy.
This is all pretty horrible, by the way. Why would anybody live here?
Yeah, they shouldn't have put the colony here. It was a terrible idea.
Crunchgrass, you've essentially made Legos.
Yeah, really. But like D4 Legos.
Not to brag, but the crunch grass was named after me.
You were the first person to step on it.
It hurts. So why do you think I requested the fancy boots?
This is all pretty horrible, by the way. Why would anybody live here?
Yeah, they shouldn't have put the colony here. It was a terrible idea.
Crunchgrass, you've essentially made Legos.
Yeah, really. I still stand by that statement. But
Yeah, the whole
Planet is
conceit
terrible.
of Delarikar is it's like Australia, the planet.
Keziah making observations is just like an endless delight. Like it's
I would argue it's worse than Australia, though. At least Australia has like kangaroos. And I mean, yeah, sure, a kangaroo can kick you in the chest and kill you, but at least they're cute first, you know?
yeah, baby Joey's.
Yeah. Koala can fall out of a tree and tear your eyes out, but it's still cute first. It's cute on the way down.
Yeah, I mean, a dolphin's cute until it drags you to your death or whatever. Do they do that?
True.
Or do they just
Yeah, dolphin
slam
can kill you.
slam sharks in the side till they die? I don't know if they do that to people, but they probably should,
Yeah.
just to keep us out of their territory. Okay, I'm recommending murder against my own species. Let's move on.
Not to brag, but the crunch grass was named after me.
You were the first person to step on it.
It hurts. So why do you think I requested the fancy boots?
That was Kristy.
Yeah.
Good to have her. And I believe Kristy is a friend of yours, yeah? From before?
Yeah, from way, way back.
Yeah, that was great. She's amazing. And she joined us over on Return of the Defiler as well. Listener, go check that out. That's on our Patreon. And but yeah, the planet's ecology is pretty fucked up. That was intentional.
Faraj sends you a text message. She's like, report.
I text him back. I'm like, appears to be like a big log trap designed to squash us. I believe they may be north of that. I'm feeling a little exposed. Going to head back down the slope. See you in a minute.
Right.
And then like I'm old, so like I signed the text at the bottom.
And so the gratuitous old jokes begin.
Yes. Sorry.
It's a nice touch, though.
Yeah, of course.
I've always I like playing older characters. I don't know why. It just I once got like challenged in a D&D, my first D&D 5e game, because everyone got to the table with their characters, and I'm like, I'm a I think 65-year-old paladin, and immediately the Pathfinder players jumped up and they're like, huge penalties. You have huge penalties to everything. And then they looked it up, and I didn't. I could just be 65. I could just be an old paladin. And I'm like, cool. That's awesome. And I don't know. I have fun. I have fun playing duffers. The older the better.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that makes me think of a rules thing. Is when I started out, I was kind of adhering to with the perks and drawbacks to like the old way of doing things like GURPS or whatever, where like anything that might be a challenge in real life is a drawback. And I realized that's kind of, ageist and ableist and all that stuff. And thankfully, most game systems are letting that stuff be flavor rather than, because nobody wants their character to be weak, right?
Yeah.
So come up with some magic reason why they're just as fast or whatever. Nobody cares in the cartoons. So.
Well, it's also more realistic. I mean, I have met some really stubborn and strong old people, but I've also met some really like wimpy, weak ones, so it depends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you live your life? Are you gonna live your life to be an old person that can still win a arm wrestling match, or are you gonna be an old person that has osteoporosis and breaks a bone looking at something wrong?
Oh.
It just depends. Or are you going to be a really smart old person? Or is something going to happen, and are you going to, like, forget your name every 5 seconds? I mean, so stuff happens.
Yes. And I appreciate your restraint, Jayme, and our restraint too, I guess, by just making the jokes general enough that it's not like sad. Cause,
Yeah. I think
it's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, it's just life,
mm-hmm.
like, and sometimes there are things that you can joke about and make funny, and there are some things that maybe you shouldn't joke about that, because those are real problems that real people have, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll shut up.
I'd like us to pat ourselves on the back now for our progressive.
Real quick, I was not equating smarts to Alzheimer's. Those were not those separate. I know I worded that really badly.
We're doing our best. All right. This next one is really important.
Can I just bravely run and dive and kind of roll down the hill like a slip and slide in the jungle?
Bravely run down the hill. I mean, if you're a little unshaky, if you haven't done this kind of adventure stuff in a while, it takes bravery to run.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how Crutch would put it. It was a courageous tactical retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this next bit is one of my favorite moments in the entire program. And Faraj peeks out and takes a shot.
He's got a sort of mini mortar. So he hunkers down, sights up the slope, and launches. But it goes wide. And it lands about halfway up the slope, which is... Let's see. What's halfway up? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40, 50. So about 25 feet. So it's about here. And it has a 10-foot blast radius.
Oh, okay.
So that began a what do you call it? A thread or a
Vendetta?
yes.
Yes.
It began a period, a series of behaviors that made Ebenezer want to kill.
Ebenezer versus Raj. Yes.
So this is just a light diversion.
You're going to have to give Faraj a piece of your mind after this.
Yeah. Consider this my formal resignation. I've just been blown up by my boss. And this also began another recurring theme throughout the game, is that if it wasn't for Keziah, I would be so dead so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Because if anything blows up or electrifies or emits poison gas, I am there. And immediately I'm like, Keziah, it's bother you. I'm bleeding out a little.
I feel like I don't intentionally target you for all this stuff, but somehow it keeps happening.
It's hilarious.
Meanwhile, our tank is being like poked lightly with a feather.
Right.
All right. I thought that one was this one. So this should be a diversion. I was in the orchestra.
What'd you play?
Trombone.
Ooh.
That's a fun instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just waiting for the sad trombone jokes?
Is it sadder that you didn't get them?
A great gulf of silence. Just what you want in podcasting.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's the saddest trombone.
The trombone you don't hear.
That's the one with your name on it. Does that joke make sense? Because I almost didn't tell it.
It's like a bullet, right?
Yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was dying. Like your tag, the tag itself was a bullet. It was that strong. All right. Let's take a quick break. Gonna
Sounds
get
good.
some more tea, and we'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Oh my
I
God.
missed all this. I was working or on vacation or something.
Oh, were you not there for that episode?
No, that's the first I'd heard that. That was amazing.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
Okay.
listeners. I don't listen to our own podcast.
Hey, it's not for everyone.
I fall asleep listening to podcasts. I do the same thing with reading books.
Oh,
Like
yep.
they make me so sleepy.
Well, so there was this point here. I kind of cut the big gap of silence because we're just doing a clip show, but that's me giving y'all a chance to goof. Because like if I just jump in, I might say something dumb and like then it's over. So sometimes I'll just like sit there in silence and like wait for it to build, and of course it goes to some exciting places. Little podcasting trick for you out there, friends. If you have an actual play podcast, let your people hang themselves.
I can still picture Jeff's face when you started talking to him about the trombone. Because he had the expression of someone who looks like they think they might be about to get shit from somebody, and they're just trying to hold it together. You were being nice. It was like a lifetime of trombone jokes that traumatized.
I remember I genuinely didn't know what to say because I didn't expect him to say trombone.
Me neither.
I don't know what I thought he was going to say, but trombone was not the instrument I would have picked.
No. That's an instrument that's assigned to you. You play
Yeah.
You play a trombone out of protest.
That's when the band teacher goes, "Okay, nobody is signed up for trombone. We will let you use one for free. Your parents won't have to buy one." Who's gonna take it?
It's like a rack of unloved trombones.
Right.
Did you do like band as a kid? Did you play anything?
I did. I played the clarinet very badly. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes. I mean, I wasn't the worst clarinet player. Pretty much the only things I could do well were march. I was very good at marching because you had to go into marching band. And I could do recursive breathing, which that's when you can hold a note for a really long time because your breathing is basically like a big circle in your body.
Whoa.
So you're blowing out and breathing in your nose.
That sounds super hard.
That's some Vulcan shit that
Yeah,
I never was able to learn.
All my actual playing sounded terrible, like my tone and that was all bad. But I could hold a note. If you needed a note that was just like, I was your girl.
Have you tried the bagpipes?
I actually really wanted to for a long time. I played the oboe in concert band.
Cool.
That was close enough. I was better at that. It was more fun.
Yeah, it's a wind. It's made of wood, right? At least those parts are.
It is, yes.
But that hum, what's up with that hum? They couldn't get rid of that hum with the fancier bagpipe? Or is it like you just have to have it? It's like built in.
It's supposed to sound that way.
I'm over here trying to listen to a tune and there's a bleeding calf in the background. That's right. You come to Shattered Worlds RPG for the anti-Scottish content.
And to our older Scottish viewers, we are doubly sorry for all the offense we have caused.
Oh, sorry, true heroes of advanced age. I feel I've let you down, especially with my not quite historically accurate accent. Regionally accurate? I don't know. History. We don't really do history on this show.
Unless we're talking about gnomes.
Well, that's a new development. We haven't covered gnomes yet before this one.
It's our new weekly segment, Kristy's Gnome Corner, where it's a weekly segment, even though it's a bi-weekly show, so it's just going to be like a 3-minute episode every week or every other week.
I like this.
Yeah, where you can provide a new gnome fact.
Our highlighted gnome for the week is named Sandy because she stands in the sandbox.
She hates cats.
Of course she does. Why wouldn't she? Terrible. But not for the reason you think.
Cats and sandboxes and litter boxes and... Okay, never mind. Moving on.
You know, if you were a garden gnome, you couldn't necessarily smell anything. So I'm thinking the only problem with the poop and whatnot would be its aesthetic effects on the sandbox.
That's very gnomist of you. I mean, how if you're assuming that they can see, why would you?
For a second, I thought you meant, you're being an expert on gnomes, but no, that was you were saying the opposite thing.
To our older Scottish gnome listeners, we're triply sorry as these insults have piled up throughout this episode.
I told you I'm very upset. I haven't left my toadstool in weeks. You see, gnomes have a different sense of time. You've been doing this for 5 minutes, maybe. For me, it's been years.
Do gnomes run on robot time?
Yes. It's very similar. All right, here's one of my favorite guest characters coming back from season 2. Not the player who created him, but me doing a sort of impression. So this gentleman's maybe 5'5" and like crisply dressed. Like you see the remains of a sort of dark red coveralls underneath all this, but there's like sashes and scabbards and almost like they just took every like fresh thing they could find and put it on. They've got like epaulets sewed onto their armor jacket, and it's this blue-skinned person. You're thinking Yafrit, the slightly pointed ears and canines and big eyes and a big like natural dark kinky sort of maybe a foot out to either side of their head, and big long gloves and a rifle over their back. And this person strides out like they're listening to music on an iPad or whatever, and they're kind of dancing, sort of snapping their fingers and strutting out of the group. And he reaches back and tosses his cape over one shoulder, and he says, "Who's in charge here?"
Gale points to Faraj.
So that was Zilla Sam.
Zilla Sam.
Last seen in season 2, played by Caven de Clown. He was just some random soldier I created, or mercenary. And then Caven wanted to be on the show, or I invited him, either way. And just to save time, I gave him a pre-generated character. And then we built it out from there. But so he slid into the regular adventure. But the side quest we did was so much fun. He was doing all these like cool fancy moves and gave each one a name.
Such a great episode.
Yeah, and so when he went to do one of those moves in the episode, it was a bit of a disaster. The next one, Sako sneaks in and stands beside the night fires. Oh, this is a nice exchange between Gale and Sam.
And I lean in real close and I say, "Was there a reason you killed people?"
Okay, the group sort of looks sheepish, like kind of embarrassed about their many, many crimes.
You can give one. I'll probably be fine with it. But if you don't give one, I'm feeling real bad about it.
Yeah. So it seemed like Ebenezer and Keziah weren't all that worried about these folks. Whereas
I was
Gail's
honestly-
tripping.
Like me, Kristy, I was very confused by Zillisam, because it seemed like you were trying to make a lot of your NPCs like kind of serious up to that point, and then here's this guy that has like 2 feet of hair sticking out of his head and it's like Prince, and it's got epaulets and scabbards and stuff, and he's moving his fists around, and he's standing like a pro wrestler, and I was so confused. I did not know what to do.
And now that I think about it, you were pretty new to the show.
Yeah.
And I'm subjecting you to this madness.
I was like, is this supposed to be funny? Is this supposed to be serious? I don't help. Somebody help me.
What I like about that is that's kind of felt like Keziah could also feel that way. Mm-hmm. Like, I've met some villains, but this one is really overdoing it. But that's how he was. He was like a pirate meets a diva. Like, yeah, love that guy. Let's see who's next. Oh man, this one's really touching. Ebenezer.
Yes.
Give me a local history check.
Okay.
This is just a light plus your roll.
Oh, light plus my roll. Okay. 16.
You recognize Tina. You weren't there when she was born, but like friend of a friend. And yeah, you remember it was a big deal. The Vorok were really excited about it. And then her parents were among a group that took off 10 years ago or so, or 15 years ago, off into the east side of the continent and the Metal Squad.
So we got a little precious backstory on Tina, but I kind of wanted to suggest that because Ebenezer was always doing some boring paperwork job, that he had seen everyone's picture, knew everyone's name, and he also would have had that ability as a diplomat. So I thought it was fun, the idea that like he recognized a baby, you know, from whatever, 28 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I forgot that Crunch and Tina had that not connection, but like he had remembered her and stuff.
I mean, Tina seems so like uncurious about all that. Also, y'all haven't had any time in the same room together, basically, except for this last mission. But now that you're on the other side of that gate, you can have some of those conversations.
You were the cutest baby.
Oh man, this next one's huge. Get ready.
He spins around. It it's TV or whatever, so it clicks, even though that's ridiculous, and starts to shoot. And you're like, "What do you say again?"
Drop it.
Drop it. And Faraj just drops the weapon. Sam spins and looks like utterly confused. The goons near you are flat-footed.
What you doing there, buddy?
So your boss tried to take a shot. And then I promptly forgot that happened, the drop it. So at the start of the next episode, I had to put a disclaimer saying, Faraj had a second gun. Oh, Jeff.
Gail, like, scolding people always cracks me up. That's a funny bit. What you doing? And someone's like, got like a weapon or something. It's like a naughty dog that hops up on the table. Now, you know better than that.
I think this might be a Kristy-focused clip.
What? What?
You frowned. You look dismayed. I'm happy to hear one, and I look down and you're like, oh no.
Like, what did I do?
Oh, shit. Okay.
So, small, quick example of how my day has gone. I had parent-teacher conferences today, and they were over Zoom.
Oh, no.
And they were recorded. I don't know why, I guess for posterity or something. The first one, I log in, and it goes, recording in progress. And I say, thanks, Claire. Thanks, Claire. And she was just sitting there
It's like a
looking at me
reflex at
like,
this point.
What? I
Awkward.
was just talking to someone else.
It's a thing where we
Hi.
call the Zoom bot Blair.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to say that.
I want to thank whoever gave AJ this information, and for AJ for persisting and making it a thing. Because that is fucking hilarious. And I think we should do more twisted memes to get Kristy in trouble with her parent-teacher conference.
It doesn't feel right now when the recording in progress thing starts and nobody says thanks, Claire. Like, somebody has to say it.
Wait, do you mean on this show?
Well, yeah.
We try to do it.
No, I know. It's just, it doesn't, I mean, I guess in general, too. I don't have too many Zoom meetings now.
So you don't have enough where you could just rattle it off every time, everywhere you go, not explain it at all.
Yeah, thankfully.
Next time somebody asks you, just look them dead in the eye and don't say a word.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I didn't say that.
All right. Okay, Faraj and Sam slide two different ways because they see something coalescing around them, and then they both run into the sides of it. So that was Keziah's Force Dome, which I think this is the first time we see that. Mm-hmm. But you bust it out again in a later episode against the donut assassins.
Yeah.
Donut bombers. What do we call them?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. And then I did it to Gale later.
Oh my God, there's so many Chekhov's guns that y'all thoughtfully brought back for the end. That's awesome. And that invisibility charm was just a toss-off thing, you know, early in the season. So that was pretty cool too. There's a few of those things. What was the one we mentioned earlier? I think it was crunch related.
Was it just like the donut? The donut
Yes,
thing?
it was the fucking perfect donut from the very beginning you gave to Gale or Keziah at the end, was it?
Oh, right. Yeah.
You're going to need some nutrition on your way up that elevator.
Our touching parting of characters.
Right.
It says we don't have dramatic chops here at Shattered Worlds, you know?
Is someone saying that?
They better not.
They should stop immediately.
That's a lie.
I'll be forced to sue. All right. This is another tip-top moment.
I'm gut shot. I've just been knocked down by an earthquake. I'm not doing great right now. But I kind of stand up and I brush myself off. I roll up my jumpsuit sleeves. I stick my little leg out and I start doing like a little battle dance, trying to inspire my allies.
That was something. You know what? It was a little bit like an old person being like, I'm going to do what that guy did, and it was cool, so it'll be cool when I do it. But it was nowhere near as cool.
No way, it was cooler. What are you talking about? I taught that whippersnapper a thing or two, let me tell you. Also, I'm super glad that we have me saying jump, shoot, now immortalized at a clip show. Because when I said it, I was like, oh, you said that wrong. And now it's back.
Wait a minute, that was recorded? Oh, no. Shit. No, another Hitchhiker's Guide reference. Because you said jump, shoot, you started an interstellar war, like, way off in the future. Mm-hmm. It's going to come back to bite us.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Okay, we're almost done with this chunk. This is 19 through 24. So next time, maybe we'll get to the rest there. This was an interesting, fresh, new character idea. So you got hit in the face pretty good for 12 damage.
Ugh.
And actually, no, 16.
Oh.
Jeff, is this like an undercover boss situation? Like, is this the main enemy of the campaign who's just dressed as a goon to see what it's like?
Totally. Yeah. Loki's coming back. I think, was he captured by your friends, or did they just leave him there? Because he was just a low-level goon, right?
I forget.
Or did they imprison everyone?
I thought I remembered undercover boss goon getting tiny T-Ned, but I might be wrong.
Oh, he might have been the one that was punched dead into the fire, maybe. Oh God!
Yeah, somebody got turned into like a hamburger.
Yeah, that would have been Natura Bizarre. They were thrown into the fire with the fire elemental. I didn't make a big deal of it at the time, but it would have been, that whole aftermath would have stunk so bad.
Yeah, probably.
Especially for the guy who got knocked into the fire.
Yeah. Would have been very offensive to any rainforest gnomes.
Are they cooking humans again? God damn it. Gonna have to clean that clearing with bleach. So that was the undercover boss. This is one of my favorite bits. Okay, who's after Gale? Zillisam. So Zillisam does something really weird. He's like running in circles and like hyping himself up, and he starts bouncing, like kind of jumping back off the dome and kind of bouncing off it again. And then all of a sudden he goes pew and shoots up at like a ridiculous rate of speed with his fist up. And he rolls a 1.
Breaks his hand.
His fist hits the top of the dome, and he goes like, upwards corkscrew, and his fist hits the ceiling, and he flails all over the place, and he lands on his ass, so now he's in the prone zone.
Yeah.
Is this Caven's old character?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love this guy. It's not like this, baby. Corkscrew punch. Yeah.
Oh man, good times. And then our last clip of the night will be the very end of that episode. And you look up and the rain starts to end and the clouds part and this fucking beautiful white, blue, and chrome spaceship comes out of the sky, opens up its gun ports, and you hear this booming noise coming through the sky, but also out of your devices. And it says, "My name is Lagos the Enchanter, diplomatic envoy of the Yafridi Empire. Stop shooting and don't attack our people." Sorry, I didn't have this written out. I'm all stuttering. And just to prove his point, one of the guns goes off over here, and it creates this massive amount of devastation. So we'll make a circle of gray and also gray over here, and you hear a guy go "oof" inside all that fucking trees and shit, rocks flying all over the place, grass is up in the air, and that guy dies. Sorry about that.
I hope it was Faraj.
Oh my god. Man, that was great. Fucking Faraj.
I think he's in on it with the goat.
Probably.
Yeah. There were.
He's gonna show up after you've retired. Like, it's gonna be like Two-Face, you know? Like, half of him's gonna be like all burned and screwed up and stuff.
We're talking about the goat, right?
He'll be riding the goat. He's also all half bird.
Yes.
Like they're
But
matching.
the other half, yeah.
Oh, the other half, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they were looking at each other when a blast went off. And so,
They're having a tender moment.
Left and then the right.
Oh, the goat was coming to join the fight because the goat could smell Ebenezer.
Yeah.
And so the goat was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him." And they were like in the same space when the strike came down. They melded together, and now they're this hideous, like, Faraj goat, half melted creature thing. And they've been wandering the Deverakar rainforest this whole time, searching for a way to get back at Ebenezer.
Oh my goodness.
I am not writing this down. Goat Faraj hybrid?
I always knew it'd be the goat, but I never knew it would join forces with Faraj.
How could you? So that was that. There's a lot more. And now Electo talks to the spider. The spider says, "Do you know how much your body is worth, Ms. Electo?"
I'm famous.
7 million Connells. Your friend Gale is worth 5, though sadly she needs to be taken alive.
Wait a minute. What? I'm worth money? How does that happen?
How indeed. We haven't really pursued that line of inquiry yet.
No.
But maybe now that the crisis is averted, you can look into it. And this next one, I love this when a good character talks trash.
Who's this we, and what did you do to my monastery?
He kind of fake laughs and he says, "The witch killers don't leave witnesses."
Well, neither do I.
That's just some empty bluster, I think.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Little known fact about me as a player and as a person, I am terrible at being badass. Just I'll try to play the most badass characters there are and just end up being like and when I'm trying to threaten people or I hit a spring on my microphone. When I'm trying to threaten people or like, badass.
I'm trying to think in Return of the Defiler, since you're the dungeon master over there, have you had any really out and out spooky? I mean, the shapeshifter was pretty terrifying. Elsbeth? Is that her name? Elisaris.
Elisaris, the succubus that could.
Yeah, the succubus. She was pretty scary.
Yeah. A lot of times I kind of go onto a horror bent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily intend to. It's just I guess I like creepy, macabre, undead demons, all that. I'm a goth at heart, so
yeah.
Alecto is kind of my sort of my internal opposite, where she's just innocent and gormless and I like that word.
Yeah.
And just happy and joyful, just very not me.
Nice. Now, were you here when we talked about Roger the robot? Taco's sidekick. What about recycling corridors in sci-fi stories?
No, I don't think I was there for that either.
Apologies to the foot fetishists? Does that ring a bell?
Well, it doesn't, but I want to hear it now.
Okay, great.
I feel like that should be our new thing. We randomly have to apologize to groups at least once per episode.
And occasionally companies.
That's right.
Real quick, I'm so sorry to the foot fetishists.
Gail's not wearing shoes for some reason. Or I guess then they would thank you, so never mind. She's wearing very thick shoes.
He's wearing too many shoes.
The things you miss when you're not here. Oh, Jesus. Were you there when you got the antidote from the guy in the blue helmet?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that one.
Between Keziah and Gale, do we have any way to even verify that, like, they're not just giving us a vial of sugar water or something?
I think you both could tell what's an antidote.
Yeah.
It's something about it that would...
It's glowing green.
I don't know the science, but yeah, there's some sensor business you can do. Yeah, it's blue.
It smells like roses.
Yeah.
It's blue and it smells like roses. Perfect. I'll just wet their whistle a little bit. Some of the clips we have upcoming. These are some of the wildest episodes. The more y'all gel together, like, just the funnier it gets, the more clips I had to get out of every episode. The Tarrasque bit starts out the next section. In fact, I'm just going to play it now because, give them a little taste.
We are fighting a Tarrasque. And I know that's the wrong system, but...
Oh, no. Take it back.
There's one for each of you.
I want to roll to train the Tarrasque.
I'm going to make that a light check.
I'm gonna. My bard will attempt to seduce the Tarrasque.
The Tarrasque wants the top.
It's my bard. He's the bottom.
Roll Constitution. Welcome back to Shattered Worlds RPG. I'm your Lore Master, Jeff.
Getting dirty up in the Shattered Worlds.
Yeah, we get that explicit rating for a reason. Shout out to Space Knife for letting us use their track I'm Taking Off, Shield Your Eyes from their Into the Black Hole EP. Thanks, Space Knife. Keep it rolling.
I'm taking off.
Oh no, not again.
Please hold. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Jeff's computer has been infiltrated by the garden gnomes. They're setting up shop. It turns out garden gnomes and gremlins are one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody thinks there's computer gremlins, but really, it's disgruntled garden gnomes. See, not as many people garden anymore. A lot of people used to have like vegetable gardens and herb gardens and stuff. And now most people just have lawns.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as a lawn gnome.
And
oh,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say all these garden gnomes that now don't have purpose crept into our homes.
And what has more lawns than anything is computers running Windows XP.
That's true.
The grass desktop. That's what initially drew them in.
Jeff is looking at us like we're crazy.
Well, I keep leaving and then coming back 50 years later, and the apocalypse has like advanced. Now the garden gnomes are in the house, and we're having to use Windows XP. This future sucks. I'm going back to sleep.
So when you need like the Jeopardy theme song or something, like do 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 do.
It loops. Every time it replays, there's like a little more distortion. It begins to echo. It got a sinister tone as the pressure builds.
Alex Trebek's face just starts kind of like shifting.
Yes. mustache begins to grow.
His smile gets like disturbingly like wider.
The topics on the board start like flickering into eldritch runes every now and then. Oh, man, I want to see this now.
I'm gonna have to do something weird here.
We're already being weird. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, keep it together, man. You're on a podcast.